Hello everyone, my name is Amy and I'm here today to give you a brief tutorial on creating and using a Padlet. So the first thing that we need to do is create or log into an account. You can see that I'm at padlet.com and it brings me to this page here. You have a few options when you want to sign up or log in. You can use Apple, Google, or Microsoft, or you can simply add your email address and create a password, which is what I've done here. So I've got my email address there, my password's typed in. I'm just going to hit login and it will bring me to my Padlet dashboard. You can see here that there's already a few Padlets that I've created, and you can see that it's organized in different ways that store my made Padlets, some Padlets that I've shared, that I've liked, and so on. So today we're just going to focus on making a Padlet. So I'm going to go up to the top here and I'm going to click Make a Padlet. It's going to take me to the place where I choose the way that I want to organize my Padlet. So you can see there's quite a few different options. There's wall, shelf, canvas, back channel, stream, map, and grid. It also gives me the option to preview each organization so that I can see what it would look like. Today I'm going to select the grid because it best suits the Padlet that I'm going to create today. So I'm going to be creating quite a basic Padlet. The focus is going to be on a novel study. I'm actually working on a novel right now with a group of grade 6, 7 students, and I often use Padlet as a tool to help students record and share their ideas as we do our reading. So when I'm creating my Padlet, it brings me to this page here called Modify, and this is where I get to create titles and descriptions and change the basic layout and the aesthetics of my Padlet. So I'm going to go up to here and I'm going to change the title and I'm going to call it The Bridge Home, which is the name of the novel that we're reading. And here I can give a little bit more of a specific description of what we're doing on this particular Padlet. And we're reading chapters 20 to 25 right now, so that's what I'm going to put there. I'm going to scroll down and see what else I can change in this modify section. Right here is the address, and each Padlet has its own specific address attached to it. You can see here that it's assigned me a random string of letters and numbers, which can be a little bit difficult to remember, so I'm just going to change that and make it something really simple. Make it 1, 2, 3, 4, Bridge Home. Easy for me to share later if that's how I want to share my Padlet. And I'm going to continue to scroll down, and right now we're going to focus on the appearance of the Padlet. So the wallpaper options right here, I can go ahead and I can select that. There's some solid colors, and I'll just click that to let you see what that looks like. There's some gradients, really colorful options if that's what I'd like. Textures and patterns are right here. And this is often what I select when I'm doing a pretty basic Padlet. I'll go for this one today, the nice neutral corkboard there. And I'll just click the back arrows and I'll continue down the modify section here. I can choose the font, or I can change the fonts. I'm just going to leave it for today. Here is the comment section, and I like to always make sure that this is on. It allows the students to comment in a way that I would like them to for this particular Padlet. I can also change some of the filtering. I can change the moderator approval here. I can add the filter profanity, which just prohibits any students from adding any kind of bad words if they're in kind of a silly mood there. So that's all on. I'm just going to scroll back up, make sure that I've done everything that I want to do in this section. And I'll click next. And now it says that we're all ready to start our posting, which is great. Just click close here. And you can see that this is a rather blank slate here. So I want to go down to the bottom and click the add button here. And it brings up the tab for comments. So I'm going to guide the way that the students post today. Since we're doing a novel study, I want them to focus their ideas in a few different ways, and I'm going to start with predictions. I would like them to use this tool before we start reading. So I've got predictions right there. Go ahead and I just click anywhere on the background, and you can see that there's the title, and this is where the students' comments will appear. I want to add another tab, so I just double click again, and this box pops up here, and I'm going to type, what surprised you? We're at kind of an exciting point in the book, so I want to see what their thinking is around this. And I think we'll add one more today, and that's going to be big ideas. You can see that I still have a lot of space left on the Padlet. I could continue to press this button and add a lot more tabs if that's what I wanted. But for today, we'll keep it quite simple. So now I'm ready to go. I'm ready to share this with my students. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to click the share button. Scrolling down, you can see that there's a few different options. I'm going to go to the change privacy function right here, and you can see that I can make my Padlet public, secret, I can make it password protected or private. I often go with a password. And I like to pick something, again, really simple, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I've found that this is quite easily done with students. Even some of the younger grades are able to manage putting in the password. So I'm also going to look at the visitor permissions. I've got mine on can write right now, which is what I usually like to leave it at. I could also make it can read only or can edit, but we'll leave it at can write there. We're going to keep working, and I'm going to go up here and make sure that I press save. So here we go. Our Padlet is all ready to share. Scroll down here. We can just see that it's password protected. And I can select how I want to share my Padlet. I can copy the URL link and share it that way. That was the code that I changed in the modify section there. I can give that URL code to my students, or I can select get QR code. And this is often how I like to share it. I just press that and up pops up the QR code. This code is specific to just this Padlet. And we have an app on our iPads called Crafter. And I can really, really easily get students to bring up this Padlet onto their iPads using Crafter. And I'm going to show you how quick that is. My cursor's right up there, so you can see it's not me typing in. I'm going to go to the student iPad right now, hit Crafter, and it's up. I hit scan with camera. I'm sure you just heard that little beep there. That was it scanning and collecting the QR code. Now I just hit go to URL. It's coming up on my iPad. There's an option to enter password. So I'm going to type in 1, 2, 3, 4 and submit. And the Padlet is now on the student iPad. So under predictions here on the student iPad, I'm just going to write hi. And you're going to see it pop right up there. Under what surprised you, I'm going to type in, this is so easy. And it's going to pop up right here. So you can see how quick and easy it is to create a Padlet. It's a great organizational tool for students to use. Their thinking can be recorded in real time, right in the moment. This is just one example of how we can use Padlet. There's many, many, many more. If you would like to visit that a little bit more, please go back to the website. I've created a few links for you to see what other people have done with Padlets. I hope that you found this tutorial useful for you. If you have any other questions, please feel free to leave a comment on the contact page of my website. If you're one of my colleagues, please feel free to come and talk to me before school, during lunch, after school, and we can look at other ways to use Padlet. Thanks, and bye for now.